We've got one, we'll go over here and then we'll go over there. And then there might be times so just over there.
I think she's being had.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. We'll try and go here.
There are lots of examples of companies, industries that do kill their customers. Let's just take tobacco. Now, I dare say there are a few smokers here, but far fewer than 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And yet knowledge of the ill effects on health was known in the 1930s.
Yeah.
And the tobacco industry carried on producing products that it knew would kill its clients. Now, it could do this because it wasn't obvious. It wasn't like an elevator falling down, suddenly killing. So I'm curious to know where, in the Ayn Rand view of the world, one would place a regulatory curb on that sort of behavior, if at all. Because just as an aside, I understand that other than penicillin, it's been the cessation of tobacco smoking that's been the biggest single cause of increased life expectancy in the West.
So I don't think tobacco kills. I think people who smoke commit suicide. So the knowledge that tobacco is harmful was, as you said, available 30 years. I remember when a grandfather in his 70s quit smoking, right? He'd smoke a lot. He quit smoking because he suddenly discovered the knowledge that tobacco was, if he continued to smoke, it would kill him. So he quit smoking. So who's responsible for smoking? People who smoke. So I don't consider, the manufacturing of tobacco, once you know it's a harmful product, to be particularly virtuous. It's not the best in businessmen that comes out when they do that. But the reality is that the people responsible for it are the people who continue to use the product, particularly when the knowledge is out there. And the knowledge has been out there for a long, long, long time. And I still see people smoking, and I didn't get it when I was a teenager and everybody around me was smoking and I didn't smoke. And I don't get it now. So personal responsibility, teach people to be self-interested, teach people to be selfish, then they won't smoke.
Is there a duty on the state to the consumer that it's dangerous and then leave it to them to make the choice?
No.
So how else does the message get to the consumer that it's dangerous?
All the cases that I know from the 1970s where it got to the consumer were their doctor told them. It's the duty of the doctor to tell them. And we should all have a good doctor. Again, personal responsibility. We should have a relationship with the doctor, preferably a private doctor, not one from the NHS. And that doctor is responsible for our health. That's part of the relationship. And he should be advising us about behaviors that are destructive. I mean, we do a lot of things that are destructive. I mean, if Americans drove less fast, there would be fewer accidents and fewer people would die on the road. Thousands of people die in car accidents that are easily preventable. There are lots of behaviors that we engage in that you could call suicidal. It's our personal responsibility, personal duty to ourselves to stop doing that. Now, if I were in the business of tobacco and I realized that my product was harmful to people, I would stop. I would quit. I would go do something else. So I'm not justifying the people who did it, but it's not the government's responsibility. It's not their responsibility. I mean, I believe that all drugs should be legal. Heroin, cocaine, fentanyl should all be legal. And let the market sort it out and let individuals decide whether they want to consume those products or not. It's not the job of the government to protect me. I mean, there was a prohibition once. We didn't allow people to drink alcohol. If people stopped drinking, they'd probably live longer lives. Alcohol probably shaves a few years off of your life, particularly the way you Brits drink. It does. I mean, there's a mythology about red wine is good for you. No, it's not. It really isn't. Alcohol, it particularly to the mind, it has an effect of over time. So what are we going to ban alcohol? Now you say, of course not alcohol. But what about my cigarette? I like to smoke. I'm willing to take a few years off of my life in order to smoke. Personal choices, individual responsibility, self-interest, rational self-interest.